we go. What can I have those light pink? What are those light pink ones doing? Yeah.
On your bed.
Thank you. Good job, everybody. Take your places, everybody. Good job,
Take your
Rue.
places.
Good job, Rue. Can you sit there? We're gonna sit in here for a little while. Yeah, these are
Those
dramatic.
are dope, right?
These?
Yeah.
They don't fit on my head. I like them.
Okay, dramatico.
They're not for my cabeza.
Ah, those are nice. Those are very mañana
Does
esque.
feel mañana-esque.
Oh,
But also
you know the
holy
brand?
At the same time.
I do know the brand. I've seen your ads. Yeah, that's so cool.
Manjana.
First of all, I don't know if we've ever gotten into that, but you always said you were gonna, like, we wanted to partner with that brand and like get shit done. And you loved the clothes. You were a big supporter. You believed in it.
Yeah.
And here you are. Now you're making content, like ads, videos,
Yeah, I'm helping
and modeling in them.
I'm a model now.
I know. I noticed.
Yeah, helping. His name's Ed. Ed and his wife have this
Shout out,
brand
Ed.
in town in Sayulita called Mañana, and I love their clothes.
It's like lots of linen, right?
Yeah.
Is it a linen blend? Because it doesn't seem like it wrinkles as much. It's like linen cotton.
I don't know. It used to be just straight up Mexican cotton that he like sourced, but I'm not sure about it now. But it's cool because I went to his little workshop that's close in Bucerias. It's like the town on the way to Puerto Vallarta. But I went to the workshop and actually saw it. And it's just like a family, like 5 people, just like going at it, making all the
making
clothes.
it.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
wow.
he like it's all like kind of in house, and he like designed in the adjacent studio. He has like space, whatever. It's like where he's like creative, so he just like makes all the graphic design work and stuff. He used to do graphic design stuff for films, like posters, like film posters back in the day in LA and stuff. It's really cool. He's a cool human being. I'm glad I like finally like got to talk to him because he's like a rad person. Like the best possible person I could have met that like owns something I really like.
So it's a pretty small brand.
Very small.
I didn't realize that.
Only that store.
Yeah, no, I was gonna
So
say.
you just
it
found them
seems
because they have a
very
store
legit.
in Sayulita, and you're like, I like this clothing store.
Yeah, as soon as I moved to Sayu, I remember like walking in there and being like, oh, I like all this shit. And then I just kept buying it every year. And I'd always buy it. And then, yeah. And I talked about doing something for them for like 3.5 years, 4 years. And then there's this beautiful human being in the store that works there. Her name's Liuba. And she's like, I'm going to have you model one day, blah, blah, blah. And then she finally like hit me up. She's like, oh, let's do it. And then that's how I met Ed. And yeah.
Are you like their number one customer as well?
I would think so. I don't know if they know that, but I would think so.
I think they would know. Like how, isn't it like in their records,
I don't know. Maybe. But I have so like
You
when
gotta be though. Like
I think
I mean,
so.
it's not like in your records, your sale.
But
like,
most of my
best
clothes are-
customers.
Most of my clothes are mañana.
are you buying
I know,
with
I know.
credit or cash?
Cash.
It's
Okay.
not even
No
just
paper trail.
that. There is a paper trail, but usually when you run a report, you're looking at like sales from a certain date comparing to another date, or year to year, month to month, or week to week. Like,
Yeah, I guess I was thinking of online orders more than I guess. Because online
Oh,
orders
yeah,
you can
online,
look
yeah,
up.
yeah.
It would be very clear. This guy's our number one customer. He keeps
Sure.
reordering. Okay, so it's more of an online thing. I don't have the retail experience that you guys have.
yeah,
Um,
I know.
Oh, I don't have a retail experience.
I do know.
but between the two of you, you guys have more than me.
I guess so.
you
see
certainly
us,
know
so-
shopping retail.
I like behind the scenes stuff, I guess. I used to work for
Yeah.
that Japanese clothing company in LA for a
yeah.
little bit. Joy Rich. I worked for them.
See, there you go.
That makes me miss Gunze. Did you meet Gunze?
Of course, yeah, I know Gunze.
Yeah, you know Gunze. I miss
Gunze is our
Gunze.
friend. He's a Japanese gentleman, fashion guy.
Fashion boy.
He's a fashion boy, but he like never really learned English well.
Yeah,
He could speak it pretty good, but no, he couldn't. He couldn't speak
No,
it.
he couldn't.
What I meant to say
I mean,
is
he
he
could,
could
but he
like he
couldn't.
could hang out well. Like
Yeah.
he could be a part of a party
For sure.
pretty well.
Yeah, 1000%.
But yeah, you couldn't really anyway. But yeah, they call him Gunze, and Gunze means underwear in Japanese.
Yeah, that's his nickname. Yeah. He told me that like a year into like knowing him. I was like, oh, cool. I was like, what does Gunze stand for? Is that some sort of like cool name? He's like, oh, it stands for underwear. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, inside joke. I was like, all right, cool.
Inside joke.
Yeah, he never explained it. But one of my favorite memories, though, is I remember like this one time we all went partying in West Hollywood, and then we were dropping him off at his apartment, and he was like, we were all kind of sloshed, except for the driver. And we like dropped him off, and he was like really drunk. And I remember him like swaying out of the car, and he's like, "Thank you so much." And then as we drove off, we like drove off for a block and like slowly because it's like a residential area, and he just went to the middle of the road, stood there, and I remember we just watched him in the rear view, and he's just like.
Oh my god.
And he just held it. Like, we turned around the corner. He was still just waving. And I was like, I thought that was the most sincere thing I've ever seen.
He's a sweetie.
He is a sweetie. Yeah. I hope he's doing good wherever he is. I feel like feel like I saw him on Instagram recently, like start some new like coding company or something. I don't know.
Huh. I remember one time in the Encino house, we were all just like, Preston was in town or something. Like we were just like drinking
Yeah.
in our kitchen, and it's like a quiet moment, and Goonzy's just like, Wednesday night. Wednesday night. We're like, dude, yeah, wow, it's Wednesday night. Huh? He's like, yeah, Wednesday night. It was just like, I don't know. He could say a lot with so little.
Yeah, he's the best. Yeah.
So, but Joy Rich, yeah, so you worked at this, how'd you even get linked up? That was like when I was gone. I came back, you worked at Joy Rich, I think.
Yeah, that was through Preston.
And what were you doing there? You were like doing graphic design?
Preston was initially, before Preston was like hired initially to do the photoshopping for all the clothing for the web store. And then he got bumped up to kind of like designer or like stylist. So he needed somebody to fill the position. He's like, hey, I know you do film stuff. Do you want to like learn how to do Photoshop? And I was like, yeah, sure. I kind of knew Photoshop. And then he just sat me down for like an hour one day at the store, at the showroom. And then I just stayed there and did that.
I just realized I'm the only one with the glasses. And what did you learn about the fashion industry working in that world? It's a whole new world for you.
It was a whole new world. I don't know. It wasn't my thing. It was the most. So in our time in like Los Angeles and Hollywood or whatever, whenever I talked to people, it wasn't that kind of, to me, it wasn't that like quintessential, like, oh, people are weird and like, you got to get the right vibe people to hang out with, and people are too Hollywood sometimes. That was the only experience I ever had where people like were Hollywood. Like people were just like oddly mean, very like closed off.
At the company, or like you would just end
in
up
the
being
company,
around
yeah,
those people?
it's all like kind of, they're all like, you know, like cool, the cool kids or whatever.
Right.
Like Preston wasn't, Goonze wasn't. There's a couple other people that weren't as well.
I mean, Preston is very cool, but you're
He's the
saying he's not
coolest.
like too cool. He's cooler than some cool. I know what you mean. Like someone who's like in their head, I'm cool.
Yeah, Preston's just natural. Yeah,
Preston
some people.
just is cool.
To me, people who are kind of assholes about being cool are like there's a lack of authenticity to their coolness.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like Preston's just always been cool. Like I bet in Jacksonville in like middle school, he was cool as fuck. You know what I mean? Like he's just kind of like that.
Okay, so yeah, so you're kind of rubbing elbows with the shitty. Didn't Kanye West come into your guys' office?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
That was like, I sometimes whenever I want to like rap really good, I think about that moment because I regret it. And I'm just like, oh, and it gives me like hype to like rap better. We're in the showroom and we were there late because they're doing a photo shoot for like a new lookbook or something. And Preston was running the shoot. And I remember that Preston and everybody else were like smoking. Like everybody was like super stoned. And the way that the showroom works, it was on Fairfax and like 3rd. And like my office is right next to basically like the wall, and the wall is like a see-through like mirror, right? But on the opposite end, it looks like a mirror. So you can't see in, but we can see out. So at that point in time, it's like maybe 6 p.m. So at 6 p.m., the road closes for parking, so you can't park there. And all of a sudden, in the middle of rush hour traffic, a big like blue Ferrari just like rolls up and just parks there, like stops traffic. Like traffic's like getting mad, and he's like stops there. Dude gets out. I saw it happen. I was like, oh, somebody's here for like the showroom or whatever. And you have to like buzz in. So whenever you buzz in, everyone hears on the intercom, like whoever it is talking. And the girl in the back was like, oh yeah, hello, this is like Joy Rich. And he's like, hey, this is Kanye West. I'm looking for the guy that made this jacket. And he has a jacket in his hand. And we can see him, but he can't see us. And he's like, let me in. And everyone kind of laughs like, it's not Kanye West. And then everybody looks and it's like, oh shit, it's Kanye West. So she like buzzes him in. And Kanye West has this thing when you're that close to him that I kind of want as a human being. There's this, I feel like a lot of people, how do I say this? There's this energy to like certain like real star power to me. Like, oh, this person is larger than life. And there's this energy that they carry with them when they walk into a room. And when he walked into the room, again, he's like, whatever, like a 6-foot guy, whatever. But he's like, he filled the room as soon as he walked in. There's just something about him. And he was just like, yo, who made this jacket that Rihanna wore the other night? And he like had it in his hand. And or in his, I can't remember if it was in his hand or if he had a picture of it. Anyway, he's like screaming at everyone, and he's just like, I just want to know blah blah. I need to like find out who did it. I want to make one blah blah. And he's like looking around. Then he has a moment where he realizes like, oh yeah, I'm Kanye West, and like they're just realizing that I'm Kanye West because everybody's just like open mouthed and not saying anything. And he's like, and he like takes a second, he like takes a beat and like laughs. And he's like, and then I had a moment where I was like, I should stand on this fucking desk right now and just rap, like. And I remember like that like it was all in slow motion in my head. I was like, right now I should rap. Like Preston's talking to him. Everything in my vision was like muffled. I hear Preston talking to him. It's like it sounded like Peanuts teachers, like wah 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 wah. And I was just like, okay, yeah, do it right now, do it right now, do it right now. And then whenever I like my sound came back, he like was like, all right, peace, and they like left. And then he jumped back in the Ferrari and was gone, like so quick. And Preston gave him like, it was Gunze. Gunze like had designed the thing. So like,
It was Gunze?
Gunze designed the fucking jacket. I'm pretty sure. Because I remember him being like, it's Gunze, but he's not here right now. And yeah, gives him Gunze's number or whatever the fuck. Like just says, call this number. And like Kanye.
Call
like,
this guy. He doesn't speak English, but he knows how to make your jacket.
That would be like
Name
right up
means
Kanye's
underwear.
fucking-
He's great.
That'll be right up
You're gonna
Kanye's
love him.
like level or whatever. But yeah, then he like dipped. And I remember at that point in time, because it was whenever, I don't know if you remember, but like me and Joey had this one, like we did a remix of Mercy, like back in the day. Me and Joey Sarson.
Sure.
Yeah. There was like this one rap remix.
You did a music video of it too, right?
Yeah, he
What?
like drugged me to West Hollywood and like, yeah. made a
I've
music
not
video.
seen this.
It's very
We'll
funny.
pull it up. You know, we have a lot of old music videos. Have you seen any of them? Like me, JC, and Joey?
I don't think I've seen a single.
Oh, like the Island music
video with
videos?
you.
Yeah.
With Joey, I mean.
Joe
Oh.
Reaper?
No, I've
never
seen
seen a-
some Joe Reaper
Okay.
stuff. Like what? What? Remind me.
I mean, we'll just play it for you later.
I mean, I definitely did like all the boyfriends, but
No, but this was like at the Island, which was the pre-boyfriends, pre-Dudesons. When we first got to LA, we lived at a place called Inter. But
I know that.
yeah, we were making music as well, and like we uploaded a couple of music videos to that YouTube channel.
I think I might have missed those early days, guys.
One of them is one of my favorite music videos ever because Joey was like the first out of, at least not you because you were out doing stuff, but like out of that house, it was the first person to like kind of branch out and like do actual like film jobs.
No, Joey was. I wasn't.
Oh, yeah, 'cause you
I
were-
spent a whole year just like smoking weed and like.
And you and Nelson were doing the like handout.
Yeah, we were
papers
Yeah, you
thing,
get
pamphlets or
signatures
something?
like
Yeah.
for what is that like petitioning? Oh, it's the worst. I hated that. That was just soul crushing. But anyway,
Okay, so yeah, Joey was the first, and Joey was doing like I think an assistant. I think he was a PA on something, but they like let him borrow the grip truck. Like he would like take the grip truck home for the weekend and then drive it back on a Monday or something.
Yeah.
And he shows up with the grip truck, and he's like, "Guys, there's what was it? There's a jib in there." There's a jib in the. It's like a jib is like a big crane kind of that you put a camera on. And you can like bring it really high and low and whatnot. And he's like, yeah, it's already built. Let's just like use it. And like in retrospect, like the amount of money that like the insurance, like if we broke that, he would have been fucked. And we just like used this jib and we came up with a music video and we shot it and it was great.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All
like
right.
drunk.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not just that we're using equipment we shouldn't use, like just waste it. And like, yeah, so like a jib, it's like, it's huge, but it's like counterbalanced really well. So like at this end, there's like handlebars and you can like push down to make the camera go up and then let it go and like swing it around really easily.
Essentially like a better version of this. But like,
Yeah.
can picture it.
But it was big. Yeah. And so, yeah, we shot like a 1-take music video.
Yeah.
Which we'll show you.
Cool. Can't wait. All right. I know what I'm watching next.
Yeah, it was really
after
fun.
this.
Maybe I'll drop it in here. I edited in a photo the other day.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're starting
I was
to do that.
excited. I loved it. Look
Or
at
it
you
was
now, though.
a-
You're already. You had never made one exception, and now you're already to make
Two.
second.
At this
just
point,
like
it's a slippery
that?
slope.
What was the
this
photo?
is the problem. Well, Dave England was on the show, star of Jackass. You remember? you know
Yeah,
Dave.
yeah, I saw that.
But he told like a story of me when I was like, I got out of a cold plunge. Like we shot like Steve's like remaking all his Jackass stunts. And so we're gonna shoot a bunch of stunts today, but like we were there, like we still had like 20 minutes to like kill time. We're at Scott's place, and everyone, like Vinny was bragging that he sat in the cold plunge for like 15 minutes, but like his arms were out, so everyone was like calling bullshit.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going in, and I like did it like up to my neck for like 10 minutes, like
Whoa.
cold plunge, and then I got out, and you know they're like, you want to get in the hot tub or something? I'm like, no, it's good to like let your body naturally reheat. And so for like an hour, I'm just like. And then Dave was laughing. He's like, because like Paul couldn't film, like his one job he could no longer do. So I was like leaning up against walls and stuff.
Like
Anyway.
chasing the sun around the porch. You
Yeah.
know?
So Dave kept filming me, like just shaking and laughing at me.
Is it physically bad? Somebody told me that it's physically bad to like be shaking. Like the shivering is not like a good aspect of ice baths.
I
It's
definitely
supposed to be just
like it.
bullshit.
I've heard it. I don't know, because like maybe ice baths are bullshit. You know, like I've heard it both ways.
Yeah, true.
From what I've been told, like, you know, the whole thing of the ice bath is to teach your body to like respond to like a survival moment, and letting it heat itself back up is also like
Part of that.
you're making it do something it doesn't normally have to do. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
which is also what the cold does, which is what like intense heat does as well. Like you're putting your body in a so like yeah, I guess you're supposed to
Stress. We call
let
that
the
stress.
body reheat itself.
Wait, so did any of your like footage make it in? Did you have to like stabilize it after the fact? Or
I don't remember. I probably didn't hold a camera honestly for a while and just like use tripods and like Vinny.
Nice.
Yeah. But anyway, how did we
Too
get on
funny.
that? Joey
Well,
rapping.
no, that was the clip, the only clip we've ever
That was the
Oh,
clip.
yeah, the
So I'll
clip.
drop the clip music video in
Joey.
here.
Yeah.
But the music video was a tangent from.
Oh, from Kanye West.
Yeah, was it just that?
Yeah, Kanye West. Because I had a song that I did with Joey called Mercy.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
thought about showing him that song, or what was that?
I had the verse in my head, and it's kind of like gangster rappy. Ah, fuck, I forgot how it. I smell like real panther, corazon, morning bone, Miss Corningstone. Yeah, I'm looking like I'm a Corleone on a Cuban beach with a cordless phone. It just sounded like something Kanye West would like. So I was about to like just stand up in this fucking table and rap that shit.
Man,
'Cause,
well, it's
like-
okay. You can forgive yourself.
No, I know, but I still feel shame. I remember like
No shame in that game. It would have been odd, but everyone would respect it and understand it. But it was a little like you would have forced it.
No, I think no. Closed mouths don't get fed. I would have like that would have been the because that's something Kanye West would have done. If you watch like the Genius documentary, that's like his whole career
Sure.
was based on like being cringy until you fucking believed it. You know what I mean? Like
No, I know he would have respected it. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plus-
I think forgive yourself.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
also
no, I
the
know.
lesson is you should have stood up and rapped.
Yeah, I should have stood up and rapped.
Like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
You did make a mistake, but you're not a piece of shit because you made this
No, I know, I
mistake.
know.
You're a
He
piece of
didn't
shit for other
ruin all
reasons.
of our lives collectively at this table, and even Rue's down below. But
No, true.
No.
But it was funny though, because like a month later, some like white dude at a House of Blues like rapped for Kanye. He like jumped in front of line and just like started rapping for Kanye. And Kanye was like, "Cool, give me your number," or whatever. But like he was ass. Like Kanye even saw it. You could tell from his face. He's like, "This is okay," but like he did it. So give me your number.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I certainly know some people who kind of put shit out in a cringy way, and part of me is jealous of those people. You know, it's like they're probably gonna end up
no.
making it because you gotta be willing to be cringy.
Yeah, 1,000%. There's this.
I mean, you do that too.
Well, I've been trying to do it more. That bathtub thing, I was like, this is so cringy. I was like, I got to put it out.
What bathtub thing?
I made it somewhere like I'm laying in a bathtub.
Oh, that is cringy.
Super
But
cringy.
I like it.
I was waiting
But you
I was
put it
like,
out.
everyone's gonna be roasting me. Like all my friends are gonna hit me up. Like, dude, this is the fucking cringiest shit I've ever seen. But nobody said anything. But
But also when you do it, like it's
was
not that. I don't know. You don't. You don't
Okay,
strike
thanks.
like you don't come across as
well, great. But you gotta just kind of. If you're scared of being cringy, you should be like, fuck it. Let's purposely be cringy. Like, let's be cringy. Because like,
yeah.
if I'm scared of being cringy, like that's cringy. Yeah.
There's this teacher on TikTok, and she has like I think like third graders or something. But one of my favorite things she tells all of her kids, and they like repeat it. They're like, "Okay, class, what do we say? To be cringe is to be free." And I love that. It's
That's
like,
cute.
yeah.
just be yourself. Just
I
who
like
cares?
that.
Yeah, it's good.
To be cringe is to be free.
It really is.
Nice.
Yeah, because sometimes I'll be like in Sayu, I'll be I don't know at like at one of the bars or something. Whenever there's like a dance night and everybody's like dancing really hard, and there's some people that are just like going for it, like they don't give a fuck, and I'm like, oh man. Sometimes I like would give a lot to just have an ounce of that to just be like. I don't care who's looking. Ironically enough, I can do it if like I'm in a microphone and I'm like rapping my fucking words. For some reason, it's like so simple and easy for me then to do that or even talk. Like if I have to do a song, I could like talk on a microphone. But if I have to go up there and just talk, that freaks me out. I don't know. There's just something about the veil of music that helps me be myself. But like, yeah, I think I think in the next like 10 years of my life, I think that's like a practice that I want to get better at is like being, just good at like being weird as fuck.
Same.
Fearless.
Yeah.
I think that's also kind of comes with age too.
Some people just got it though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. But I think in general, like a lot of people are on this like slow and steady path to not giving a fuck, and I hope I'm still riding that too, because I've always wanted more of that too. Like I'm not the person that dances like no one's watching. Let me tell you.
Even when nobody's watching. Even when literally nobody's watching. You're like, oh, this is embarrassing.
You just like Truman Show yourself.
Oh, that's true. I jump scare myself with my weirdness a lot.
I'm just teasing you. I'm just teasing you.
It's funny because it's true.
But there is something with cringiness where it's like you're sort of reading it so that somebody's being inauthentic. You know, like if someone's like,
No, I don't think so all the time.
not all the time,
Yeah, not all
but
the
I
time.
think a lot of
Sometimes
times
you
when you're
just,
like, oh,
like-
this is cringy, it's not because like, a person is free dancing. Usually that's actually not cringy, right? Like someone who's just so free.
Yeah.
Most people aren't like cringe. They're like, wow, this is dope. I love this person,
It's the people
you know?
that equate it with like too much effort, right? You're trying too hard. You're doing the most. That to me is the cringiest stuff.
Yeah, which is
Right?
a little
but that's counterintuitive
inauthentic.
too. No, you can try hard and care and sincerely do that, but it's just like people, I don't know, you expect it to be like easy and effortless, and so when people are trying too hard, that's a bad thing. But I think that's so sad because it's actually cool when people care to try
Yeah.
and care to work hard.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, that's where the cringiness lies.
But like trying to be like hip isn't endearing.
No.
No, not necessarily. I guess it could be.
I guess
for
it
an
depends.
endearing person, though, you know.
To me, it's like I feel like it's an energy thing. Like I don't know, you can kind of just tell when something's like
Right.
I don't know.
Off. I mean,
I don't. Now that I think about it, I'm gonna like start like really thinking about anytime I think something's cringy. Like what is it?
What is making it cringy?
well, because
yeah.
I can even listen to music we've put out or watch content we've made and be like, oh, that's so cringy. And then, you know, sometimes I watch it and I don't feel that way.
The same content?
I think so. Yeah, the same songs. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, cool, I love this song. And sometimes I'm like, oh.
Oh, welcome to making art. That's gonna happen forever. I'll make shit and then I'll be like, this is the worst thing I've ever made in my life. And then I'll like listen to it a year later on my phone randomly and be like, this is the best thing I've ever made. What was I thinking?
No, it's funny.
It's a revolving door. It's
Yeah.
It's fucking
is.
a weird thing. I feel like other people feel like that. It always makes me think of actors who've never seen their work. They're like, oh yeah, I don't watch my own.
Johnny
movies.
Depp's like that, isn't he?
I think so. I think Johnny Depp's like that. He's like, oh, yeah, I just don't watch it. Yeah. Or I was listening to a Severance podcast recently, and Patricia Arquette was like, I don't watch my own stuff, but sometimes I'll be like perusing through like TV and like be like, oh, that's me. I looked young. I'll watch this for 5 minutes. Oh, then that's it. But she gets like surprised. She's like, oh, me. Like as if she forgot what she does. You know, it's like, oh.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean,
Jarring.
I guess I'd go to like the premiere, but you know, how often do you listen to your own music? Like once it's out. I don't listen to it that much once it's out. Every now and then it'll come on. But most of the songs don't like skip this one. You know,
Yeah.
like it's cringy.
I listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I go through phases. I'll go through like a month of like listening to stuff and then go back to hating it. It's always like I love it for a little bit and then I hate it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Love it for a little bit, hate it for a little bit.
Well, I'm glad it's not just me.
No, it's
No.
not just you. I'm trying to get better at loving it all the time though in my head just so I can like show people because sometimes I feel like I'm around people who like I should be showing my music to and then I'm just like I'm in that weird slump of like not liking it right now. So I'm just like, that was a missed opportunity. Should have showed them because they probably would have liked it. I don't know.
Yeah. That's a hard thing. But yeah, that's another one of those like, what's the worst thing that's gonna happen? They're gonna be like, boy, JC's song sucked. It's like,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah, true.
You're better off doing that than letting that fear stop you.
True.
But yeah,
I mean, maybe it wasn't fear. Maybe you just didn't want to deal with the attention and the vulnerability of like sharing your fucking poetry and your music with people in that moment, you know?
but that's fear, no?
I don't think it's fear. Maybe you're just tired. Maybe, you know, like maybe you're like,
Maybe
No, but
it's
there's
9
never a
p.m.
moment-
sleepy.
There's never a moment where you're like, I don't feel like everybody fucking loving my music right now and telling me that song is really great. There's never a time where it's like that you don't want that.
I mean, I could see a time when you don't want to take the attention from the room. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
For example.
Yeah, you're like at a
Fair.
yeah, like a wedding service. And you're just
Yeah, a
like, "Guys,
million
I'm gonna play my
situations
song
where
right
you're
now."
like, I don't want to make this about me.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I agree.
I'm trying to get better at
Wonderful.
that too. By the way, like accepting compliments.
That's a good one to, yeah.
Yeah, I was like last like maybe November or something. I was somewhere. Anyway, I like just played like an open mic or something, and so I got off stage, or whatever. And some girl was like telling me how I was like, oh, I really like this song, blah blah blah. I was like, oh, cool, thanks. And she was like, and she like pushed me. She's like you need to get good at like accepting compliments. And I was like, whoa, who the fuck are you? But then I like thought about it. And I was like, oh wow, I am kind of like dismissive of it whenever I hear it. I was like, I'm trying to get better at like
Receiving that news.
Yeah. And even being like confident in my shit, like like whether it be film or like music or like rapping, I'm just like, I'm just like, oh yeah, I put the work in. I deserve to be like, I'm fucking good at this, you know? Because sometimes I'm like, I do this
Sure.
thing.
Well, especially when people like it, you know?
Yeah, then it's like, oh, cool, but also. I have like imposter syndrome in that sense.
mean, it's
There's
so
like always like a quarter of my
impossible
brain
not
that's
to.
like, they're lying to you.
I know
Yeah.
that's the honest. It's such a fucker, that imposter syndrome. It's really weird. I mean, it's just I don't know. It's like I don't think anyone's like actively comparing themselves to other people, but at the same time, it's like this underlying buzz that happens, whether like in some ways too, you know? Like I'm never like thinking about some random girl in high school and be like, oh, her life, she's got so much, her job. Like I don't really take the time, but like there's still this weird thing of like I would care what she would think, and what is I don't know what it is. It's weird, those things that follow you around, but
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. Like we evolved. Like you didn't want to get kicked out of the tribe. That's
Yeah.
like death for like for like 10,000 years. That was like death. You gotta be able to
have
get along
people.
with the tribe, because if they kick you out, if they're like fuck you, you're out. Like you're gonna just go get eaten by a saber-toothed tiger.
I don't want a saber-tooth tiger.
Saber-toothed tiger.
a saber-toothed tiger gonna
Dr.
come
Seuss
eat
tiger.
you up.
Spooky, scary.
Boys becoming saber-toothed tigers.
I don't want to walk around with tribe shame just because of my biology. That fucking pisses me off.
Well,
Yeah.
too bad. You
I'm gonna
got
take
it.
ayahuasca. Whoop. Sucked away from me.
Oh my God, I saw
Guess what?
something
Ayahuasca.
online today. It was like, maybe you're not everybody's cup of tea, or maybe you're not somebody's cup of tea because you're a cup of ayahuasca and you force them to see themselves.
Oh,
Whoa.
okay. Are you gonna start a yoga retreat now?
No.
No, but
I'm
like
going to have to start digging.
I can see that for
yard.
some people. Yeah, I can
Buy
see
a
that.
new mic.
No, you're fine. It's good.
I thought it'd be dramatic, but it wasn't. I don't have access to the soundboard. I was trying to get creative, but
What did you want?
I don't know.
Nope.
I wanted like a knock on wood, you know, or a knock on mic.
I forgot that you could do that.
No? Okay. Fun times.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. All that stuff is just like doubt. I feel like
Yeah.
I've been trying so hard to shed doubt, and when you think you shed it, there's just more and more to shed. It's constant.
Yeah.
Wow. That's so funny because you're so good at like not showing your doubt, even though I know you have it. If that
Do
makes
you
sense.
think I seem like I don't have doubts?
That was funny.
Okay, wait.
JC says I seem confident all the time. He doesn't really see my doubts visibly if I didn't announce them to him.
I agree with that for the most part. I mean,
Well,
I think I have a pretty up close and personal look, so
I'm
I'd
saying I was
say
curious if you see it.
Paul has a good poker face when it comes to like that
he
shit. though.
does. What I would say about you is you don't like to express when you're feeling that way. Like it takes a lot for me to get you to say that that's what's going on.
I just stuff it down. Stuff it down and drown it out with whiskey.
Because most of the time it's the poker face. I agree. It's like very stoic and very relentless, and I think genuine, believing that you're gonna do all the things you have your mind set on.
Yeah, it's funny too because you are like kind of like a little sensitive bitch on the inside, and like you'll randomly say like you'll randomly say like really like
Gotcha.
emotional things or something, or just say something that's like I don't know. I remember one time in Argentina when we first went, and like I don't know, we're like sitting outside, and you're just like, "What a great life! I love you, by the way. Like you're like one of my best friends." I was like, "Oh, I love you too," and I was like, "I thought you hated me for this like past 2 weeks, or maybe I don't know, or like I don't know. Like there's something I don't know. It's there, but like you don't show it here unless I put a fucking camera on you and tell you to feel something. Then all of a sudden you're just like." Like it's interesting when you show emotion. Yeah.
Was that a compliment? Am I a good actor?
Yeah, you're a good actor. Yeah,
Very
yeah.
Thanks.
expressive.
Yeah, you are.
Huh.
Yeah, I would audition more if I were you, or like
Yeah, I
do
And
something.
the
Like,
voice,
you should do that.
the voiceovers too. Yeah, the voice.
Yeah, like whenever I
keep it
think of
going.
writing scripts and stuff, and I think of like an actor first and foremost, I usually think of you, and then like the second follow up is Victor, because Victor cracks me up.
Oh, take the compliment.
No, I didn't even know what button I was pushing. Thank
Jiminy
you.
Cricket.
Thank you for that compliment.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I was
course.
really
I mean,
impressed.
Acting is very scary to me.
We were filming this music video a few days ago, and I was sitting out a scene while you guys were on the roof. And when I went over and I was watching you trying to say, "No, don't fall, JC, don't jump." It was so good. It was great.
Both of you are good.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay. You guys are good though.
oh, jeez.
I never believe myself when I watch like myself acting.
Oh, yeah, me either.
That's some cringy shit.
But
Watching
I've never
yourself try to
acted
act.
before. Like I'm not
Yeah,
claiming
that's
to
true.
be an actor. You guys just needed help with the project, so I'm like But yeah, I don't know.
but there's
I
moments in
see
there. They're good.
zero future for acting for me, to be clear.
He just
That was
wants
a
to know.
hobby.
Just letting you guys know.
I'm not available for any gigs, but
Well, I love you both. Just saying it, so you don't think I hate you.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, self-doubt, man. I feel like everyone has it. That was a big realization with Ultimate Expedition, was like, oh, nobody knows what is going on.
1,000%.
Like we're working with like heads of the studio, like at YouTube, and then like these
People with
people who
Emmys?
produce giant shows with Emmys, and they're like, you go, oh, you don't know what you're doing either.
I know, that's
nobody
the
knows what
biggest
they're
joke.
doing. Like the guy who bought the show for YouTube, Red, like he's like, fuck, I don't know what I'm doing, guys. Like,
This is a good show,
he probably
right? We
says
should
to
buy
his
it.
wife, like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like,
Yeah,
I just bought
totally.
this the Finnish guy. He's like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
He jumped on the table.
Yeah, he
had
started
to say
rapping.
yes.
He started rapping for me.
But does the sun say, am I hot enough? Did I burn bright enough?
The sun don't
Do I
talk.
shine big enough? Does Mars care about me? It's like, why can't we just be simply what we are? It's always like,
can.
I don't know. It's
Well,
humans can't seem to accept who they are. They're always trying to change. They're always trying to be different, cooler. We're always doing this weird shit. I'm over humans.
Well, okay.
I've been really into the animal kingdom lately. I'm like
The dogs
fuck
and the hummingbirds.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the birds. I'm like a little birdie lately because I got this the bird app, whatever the hell you
Where it
listen
hears
to
them and then tells you
Merlin.
what it is?
Yep, and that's been fun. I'm trying to like get my bird count up.
Bit of a birder.
Bit of a bird
Birder.
nerd.
It's
all
called
of a sudden.
birdering.
Birdering?
Birder.
Birdering sounds bad.
You want to go birder?
I think he got birded. He got killed by a bunch of birds. Do you think I got birded?
got birdered. It was
Could
just
you
like
imagine?
a feather, like, oh, this man was birdered.
Birded in the first degree.
You guys saw Birds, right? By Alfred Hitchcock.
No.
Saw it.
Stop. You've never seen Birds?
I've never seen birds.
That's
Bitches be getting
fun.
birdered,
Thank you.
for sure.
It's really
Isn't
great.
it about a girl that's like in a phone booth for a whole movie?
No.
No, that's Phone Booth with Carlin Farrell.
But there is a phone
Carlin
booth
Farrell- I couldn't
scene.
talk
I
today.
believe there is a phone booth.
Yeah, there
scene.
is a phone booth scene.
Yeah, it's like
But
the
of
birds are,
course,
like, hitting it.
yeah.
right?
But it's not the whole movie.
Okay.
But the birds are fucking nuts.
Did they ever explain why the birds are nuts?
No.
Or is it just like migration?
It's just bird.
recall.
It's actually not that good of a movie, personally.
I
and I
always
love
wanted-
Hitchcock. I
I
think
always
he's
wanted to
amazing.
be her as like a Halloween costume. Just have her
bird?
little suit and like birds in my hair and birds
Oh.
attacking.
You should just wear like bird feeder, and then the birds will just the birds will
But I
fill
wouldn't want
themselves
to
in.
do that. Birds are really scary with their beaks and their talons. Birds are kind of like a bird of prey in my skin. I want that thing nowhere near me.
I would not want to fuck with a bird of prey.
No
Like a hawk?
fucking way.
I mean, we're lucky that they're not
Anything.
bigger.
They're huge.
They're huge.
Some
They're too
of them
big.
are.
But imagine if we had to worry about the same way we have to worry about bears in the woods. What if we had to worry
Oh,
about birds in the
Seriously,
woods?
like
you know?
just coming to pick
Picking
you
you
up.
up.
Yeah, just whoop.
Tearing.
It wouldn't take much
pterodactyl.
more. Twice as big, they could be scooping us easy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yikes. I saw some great pictures the other day of a goose fighting off an American eagle. And I guess the goose is like the animal or the bird of Canada versus American's eagle. So it was like a
Oh.
symbolic fight. And like the pictures were crazy. Like,
Did we win?
one, I don't even,
we win.
I don't even
That's the most
remember.
American ass question.
We won, right?
I think it was kind of a stalemate, honestly.
The bird pulls a gun out. Birders them.
Birdered on fresh powder. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But the goose one picture had like its tongue out like crazy and like stretched. It was going berserk at this eagle. Like, fuck you, eagle, get out of here.
Geese are
And you-
freaky.
Yeah, geese are aggressive.
But I'd rather take on a goose than a eagle.
Same.
America.
But is that just propaganda? The reason I feel that like a goose would fuck you up. I've been honked at by gooses. They honk. They like hiss and honk at you.
Oh, I thought you meant like a cat call.
No, it's weird. Their sounds are weird.
They are.
Yeah.
But imagine the eagle just like, "Rah!" you know.
I would
I guess
fuck a
I've
goose
just
up.
never. I've also never been up close to an eagle, so I don't actually have.
Don't you feel like you could also punch an eagle if it was coming at you, or just
'cause-
it
With
wouldn't
its
even hurt it?
talons? No, fuck you up.
Because you
And-
just grab your arm.
You
It'd
could
slash
just
you.
either come first with talon down at you, or like dive bomb and peck your eyes out.
The pecking is scary. What's that one bird that's like very territorial in Australia?
Woodpeckers.
No.
Woodpeckers are territorial. When
since
we go
when?
They'll
outside,
peck a hole in you.
well, no, they won't.
That's why we have
You gotta
belly
look like a
buttons.
tree.
Anytime we go outside now, those woodpeckers like notify the whole neighborhood. They're the ones that like immediately starts like squawking.
Are they the ones that put the holes in the cactuses?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So what pecker are you talking about?
I don't know.
Australian
There's
pecker?
just- there's just
What did you
Australian-
look up on your phone?
Oh, that the bald eagle wasn't officially the U.S. Bird until December 2024.
Really?
Yeah, I saw that on TikTok.
2024?
2024. I saw it
Wow,
on TikTok.
they
I
were
thought it was fake,
sleeping.
and I just looked it up, and
What did we just not have an official bird?
maybe it was like the unofficial bird, which is funny because pictures like this exist.
Yeah, that's
Like
always been
forever.
back in the day, Ben Franklin wanted it to be the turkey. He's like the American turkey. That should be our national bird.
Ugly.
But then he lost out to the bald eagle.
Because the bald eagle is beautiful.
Yeah, it's gangster
A
looking.
turkey is a fucking
Gobbledygook.
gabagoot.
I knew it was coming.
That's cute. Adorable. What? Who was the PR guy for the bald eagle then? Who was like,
don't know.
bald eagle guys?
I
Crushed
wonder. I wonder. Why do countries need a bird, you know?
Just
And like, do we
something-
have every category? Do we have like a
Official mammal?
A
national
flower?
mammal
I
or
think
like
so.
a fish and
A
like
dolphin.
a amphibian?
A frog.
Do we have a national
Where do we
amphibian?
draw the line? Because
And like, there's flower. Do we have?
I know every
or, like, each
state does,
has
right?
a flower
All
and
the
an animal.
states have birds, flowers.
All the
like
states have
flags.
birds
Yeah, all the states have birds
and animals.
and then you have like a nickname.
Oh,
right?
California's a
like
bear,
The
right?
Sunshine State or the Citrus State or
Don't we have like state butterflies
Garden
and
State?
shit?
Yeah, I think so.
Right, like the monarch is the state butterfly
Of Illinois. I feel like that's
I know
true.
that. Learned that in school.
Wow.
State butterflies.
Butterflies.
Not
Yeah.
necessary.
Why?
Which are
Yeah.
really a shout out to butterflies. They're not going to be around much longer either. They're fucking endangered to the max,
In a
guys.
terrible state.
Terrible state. I'll have you know.
Did we talk about butterflies last time I was here?
I don't know.
Why?
Because it's like
Donate to
it's
butterflies.
insane to me that they did experiments with the caterpillars where they had like 10 different caterpillars and they were had them associate with a certain smell. So like some of them would like move to a certain smell, some of them wouldn't. And then they go through the larva stage and became butterflies, and they still like retain that information. But when they're in the larva stage, people don't know this, but they become goo, like they become liquid, and then they turn into a butterfly. It's like conscious goo. They become and that blows my mind. That consciousness can still stick around in a liquid state, and then they turn into a butterfly.
That's cool. Metamorphosis, man.
Yeah, metamorphosis.
It's a whole thing.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
Yeah.
It's a whole
What the
thing
fuck?
for you.
It is, man. What are they doing in there?
I don't know.
Rebuilding their bodies.
You'd think you wouldn't want to go full mush, you know? You'd want to be like, I just need the wings added on, you know?
In my head, it was like like the skeleton or little baby skeleton, whatever the fuck they have. What do they have? Exoskeletons?
They just got little hairs and feet.
Yeah, they have no bones.
I don't think they have an exoskeleton.
What do they got?
They got nothing.
They're-
They're like a worm, aren't they?
Plasma.
Or-
Magma.
a plasma. Do they have skeletons?
No, I don't.
I feel like they got exoskeleton. We can't get ChatGPT in this again.
Okay, no
feel like
ChatGPT.
last
I'll
time-
Google it,
Yeah,
and then
Google it.
Google AI
No, I mean,
will tell
we
us.
can't, but I just-
butterflies. Don't chat GPT.
I just feel like the last podcast we did was like literally just talking to GPT.
Oh, because we were like
I know, and it
interacting.
actually, and
It was fresh.
I've been using
know?
it way less, and
Not so
I've been
fresh.
on Paul's case to use it less. It is Google has used, I don't know the stats, but like an
Use Google
insane-
less.
No, or whatever chat. No, it doesn't. Chat GPT isn't that
doesn't
owned
it-
by Google?
I don't know.
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's OpenAI is the
Okay,
company.
well, I think it's Google still has like increased their use of AI, and they
Of course.
have just like their use of energy has quadrupled or something crazy, like in the last year, even.
In like
It's-
100 years, whenever like there's like an evil corporation that takes over the world, if it ends up being Google, it'd be so funny because Google's just such a funny name.
Google.
The Google soldiers are here, you know, like
Yeah, it's true.
they're at the door.
Google.
yeah, the Googs.
X would
Yeah.
be scary.
Their energy, it's so
X.
crazy, and like
X would be scary if it wasn't Elon. Like whenever I think of X, I just think of like his goofy ass. I'm just like,
But the title, it's better than Google.
I guess
it is
but
harder than
the
Google.
X is still
robots.
Twitter to me. I don't know what it is.
But yeah, it would still be called Twitter, and that would be the funniest because it like to his dying day, like nobody's calling it X, you know.
Literally, I always go to twitter.com. I don't even go to x.com. It goes to X.
Yeah, and like their tweets.
Their tweets.
Yeah,
what their exes. I don't know what do you fucking call them?
So we all love Elon Musk, right? What's up? What's up with our boy?
He's so funny. Is all I can say.
That's cringe. Watching him kind of do anything.
Oh my God.
Because he's like,
My favorite videos are the videos of him, like whenever nobody's looking at him at anything that's public, and like somebody just zooms in on him, like they just like scroll and zoom in on him, and he's just like fucking John on ketamine, like he's just like going through it in his brain, and it's so funny to watch. Because I've seen people on K before, I'm like, oh, I know exactly what's happening to that man.
It would be funny if it
Does he
was
take
if
a lot
he
of
wasn't
ketamine?
like
Supposedly.
ruining our democracy, you know.
yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah, but he's also like nosediving his own company, which is even funnier.
I know, but he's there's like a lot of unintended casualties going down with him.
No, I know. I completely
Yeah.
agree.
We're-
completely
we-
agree. Yeah.
We don't like him.
Don't like that.
No, and that's pretty common actually.
fun of him.
Statistically, most Americans are.
It does feel
It's
like
past the majority of Americans are reporting, like polling, that they don't like Elon Musk. That they think that.
Well, they don't like the
federal
richest man of all
layoffs-
time being just.
It's not even, I don't think, the wealth issue, but the way he's slashed federal jobs, people are not having it. Like, so many people are starting to feel the hurt.
yeah, it's also the way he talks about
Agriculture,
things.
like all of USAID, like federal workers across the country in all sectors, education, like they're just gutting everything.
But isn't that what people who voted for Trump wanted? And wasn't that the whole
Yeah,
thing?
unfortunately, but
But are they? So you're saying most of them are not stoked on it?
I was reading a little bit today about public opinion towards Musk, and yeah, like in a lot of independent research and polls that have been happening in the last month, like, yeah, opinions are.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
because they're
his-
probably like, I voted for Donald Trump, not Elon Musk. You
His
know, like-
earnings are like the lowest he's reported in 3 years or something. Like people are protesting. My friend's protesting him tomorrow in Burlington. Like people are pissed
yeah.
if they're paying attention.
He's when we were talking about cringe earlier, like you're saying, like he's
Yeah.
the cringiest. I can't. Yeah. I don't know. I just know that if I was at some like random party in Sayulita and like Elon Musk comes in, like no one would bat an eye. He'd make me feel weird because he's trying to be cool. I would feel weird.
He'd be like, oh, well, how you doing?
He's like, I own
I don't
X.
even.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really. It's like I feel like it's inappropriate to comment about that kind of stuff because it feels involuntary.
What?
Like his weird sociopathic personality and like the way he behaves and carries himself.
But also,
I don't know.
here's my thing,
there's-
though.
Not to say it's not all. Like I know he's in control of things. Like I'm not trying to say he didn't actually mean to salute or like hail Hitler because I think he did. But I don't know.
Here's my
Cut
thing
me
though.
up.
If you have like so much money on the line and you are trying to whatever, like weasel your way into the government to like for your own personal gain, which seems pretty fucking obvious. But like if you're doing that, just don't talk. Like don't go out and be so
Yeah.
public. And because he's just like actively ruining his like PR-dom. You know what I mean? Like he's actively ruining his public personality. Because before, like 5 years ago, it's like, oh yeah, that's the Mars guy. Like he's gonna like.
Sure. And take us to
I'll
Mars
watch a
and get us
podcast
off of
with him.
gas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he like
you know?
inspired greatness, I would say back then with his
a little bit.
ingenuity, his
Less talking, less in the public
Yeah,
eye.
less is more.
Don't show up.
Yeah, there
Don't
was
show
a
up on
point
Rogan
where he,
smoking a fucking joint.
Less
You weird. Like that's just
Nazism.
it doesn't
Yeah.
come across as like, oh, this is the guy for the job to me.
there was a point where he started
Doesn't
thinking he
bother
was
me so
cool.
much.
And when he bought X, when he bought Twitter, as soon as he
Like,
bought
now I'm
Twitter,
cool.
because now this motherfucker's tweeting like 90 times a day. Like I don't know if you ever like go on Elon's like he just shit posts
I
all
don't
day.
even go on Twitter.
But it's
Oh my
like
God, it's so fun to
dangerous
watch.
and reckless. For example, the star from Bear, the female chef.
Yes.
Anybody
Ayo
know her
Dabari?
name?
Ayo Dabari.
Her. She got like an insane amount of death threats and all this stuff because Elon Musk tweeted that Disney was going to remake Pirates of the
Oh, yeah,
Caribbean
and that was
with
false.
her as Johnny Depp or some shit. I don't know. And literally people were like coming for her out of fake news. Like there's consequences for spreading lies and things. And it's I just
People were
I
mad because
can't.
she's not white.
I don't know, probably. I don't know what it was. I don't know why.
I mean, I think
anyone
Elon Musk
would
has
respond that way
lost
about
his mind.
anyone,
You know, like
any context.
he's very smart. He has a brilliant mind. He has come up with some crazy things. And then suddenly you're like the richest. I mean, he's been rich for so long, but like you just lose touch with reality, and then you're
No
like
kidding.
trolling on the internet, and you're trolling in real life, and it just kind of fizzles away. Like, and he's
know
just
what's
in
funny?
fucking weirdo land now, where he's like in the Oval Office, like, and it's like,
And he got put on a stage. And then he's just like, oh my God, guys. Like,
Maybe this makes me the laziest person in the world, but if I had that kind of wealth, you would never hear from me again. You think I'd answer an email? You
Well,
think
but
I'd
that's-
do anything? You think I'd show up at a press conference? You think I'd be on your board? I probably wouldn't.
but
I
that
mean, maybe
attitude
some
doesn't
boards.
you're not going to get that wealth if you're that person.
No.
To get $1 billion, you have to
No.
be that person
You can be
who,
who
once
I-
they get $1 billion, they keep going.
No, you don't have to be that person. You can you could cash out at any point.
Well,
for
I
less
would
than a
respect. I
billion.
respect a cash out, but I think to
I
become Elon Musk, you're a type of person who doesn't say that's good enough.
but Homeboy had
I
a jump start,
understand,
right?
and that's
He came
probably
from like a
the
rich
problem.
family.
He's a sicko.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he came from like a rich family, like a diamond family in South Africa.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, he like grew up during apartheid, which is even funnier. That he's like,
I think there's
DEI.
even sketchier family stuff with him. Like his family, I think, had like bad business etiquette and stuff in South Africa for a long
a
time.
tale as old as
and-
time.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's just a fascist, and I think he's bad news for America.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He needs to stick to the trucks. Stick to the
Even the
Good
trucks
luck with
suck.
that. The trucks suck. Whenever I see them, I'm like, what the fuck is this? It looks like a little
It's a PR stunt going
mirror.
way wrong.
It's just like this terrible car. You ever see those images of things that were made in the past and then their modern equivalents? And it's just
Yeah.
like soulless. Everything we do now is like modular and clean and sterile and
And
terrible. Cementy and just has no, like, give me some Victorian detail. Give me a little stained glass. Give me a little something. Give me some tile.
I
work.
mean, at least this
Any
Tesla is
bit
not.
of soul.
Give me a house that a match could murder.
Between like a Toyota Camry and a Nissan Altima and a Hyundai fucking whatever, those are all like the same boring basic car. At least the Tesla Cybertruck is ugly and bold with its look, but it's also just a piece of shit car. Like, it's
Didn't
made
you guys
shitty.
shoot one?
I didn't shoot one.
Didn't Steve shoot
I
one?
agree. They are ugly.
What did Steve do? No, he put his on like a crane and stood on it and then came down. That's
in Vegas.
in Vegas. Broke the roof when he stood on because it's that glass roof.
Because it's a piece of shit.
yeah, they're shitty cars.
Why would you make a roof of a car glass? Because that's
'Cause it looks cool.
dangerous
It does look cool.
if it were to flip. I'm like, what's the safest car? Yeah, I don't know. It does feel.
What is the safest car? Like a
Volvos?
Jeep Cherokee?
No. Subarus. People love their Subarus.
Subaru? Are those Chinese?
I don't know who makes Subaru actually.
Is it Canadians?
I'm not sure.
Who makes the Hyundai's?
Korea, I think.
Oh.
The Subarus I always thought was like Swedish or something. Dutch.
Sure.
Dutch.
I think they get like good ratings.
Subaru.
Okay. Oh yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, I
could
like
do without
Tesla is a good company. He's like, not everything Elon Musk has ever done now
You can
is
just
like
say
not
it's a good company.
What?
Don't do a broad brushstroke of it's a good company. I
I'm just
disagree.
saying-
I think they're a bad company.
Oh. Well, I'm just saying, because Elon Musk is now ruining our government doesn't mean that, like,
We shouldn't buy Cybertrucks.
it doesn't
What
mean
is that?
everything he's ever done is suddenly a bad thing. Like, you're right. He used to be like, take us to Mars, get us not dependent on gas anymore. Like, let's do more electric vehicles. He still has done all that, but now he's just ruining the world. That's all.
Yeah, you think the guy that's like advocating for the space race would also advocate for education because that would also create future scientists and like space stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you
but
would
you
think.
think smart people aren't going to go to space. You need dummies to send to Mars.
Oh yeah, I want to see Mickey 17. Yeah, true.
I wish he would go to Mars.
Who?
Is he not planning to go? Elon Musk?
Yeah. Does he have a due
He
date
sounds like
out there?
I was about to say his first name sounds like it was named on Mars.
Yeah, it is an alien name.
Yeah, it's an alien name. I never heard an Elon. Like an Elon? Who else?
But anyway, he's cringy. He's just he's
Super
cringy.
cringe.
Super cringy.
Super cringe for sure.
Yeah, not his fault. He just is.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Both
is it
is
anyone's
and
fault that
isn't
they're
his
cringe?
fault.
Can one help one's cringe?
They ought to try.
You know,
I
when we
think-
say like read a room, like can that person help it? Are they able to read a room?
I feel like in his case, it's like nefarious cringe. So that's why like I don't like it more because it just feels like there's this evil backdrop to it. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, this is worse. Like if you're gonna be an evil villain, at least be cool. Like be a fucking cool one, like Dr. Evil. You know?
Yeah, are there any cool ones?
Cool villains.
I mean,
Doctor Doom.
Is Putin cool at all? He's not Elon. He's not cringy.
I think
He's
at
kind
one
of badass, right? He's a bad person, but
It's just so subjective. I mean,
Yeah.
well, but what do you think?
I don't think.
I mean, I've seen a topless photo of him like hunting and like on horseback. He packs his cool. He does his cool thing.
He rides bears and shit. I heard.
Yeah, he's like tough. You know, he was kind of young and hip.
We sound like
there we go.
sound like Twitter bots. Like
Mm-hmm.
Putin guys. Like
I'm just
saying, he's kind of cool.
I've
He's
seen
Putin in
very
the work.
little PR about Putin, but what I've seen of him is kind of like
He seems like a
Cool.
tough guy who's
Tough.
kind of cool. Whereas like Hitler is not cool. You know, you don't see Hitler be like, say what you want about Hitler. He seems like kind of a cool guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Not cool.
Yeah,
Seems
it
like
makes
a
me think
nightmare.
of, who
Putin
was
looks
it?
cool. He's like, when you see like a mob movie and you're like, okay, that's a bad person, but like they're
for
cool.
sure.
Yeah.
You can see it on him, but like he does carry it well.
that must be like a thing in history.
does.
Like
He
I wonder
wears
if
it well.
any other villains in like history were like not cool. Like I bet Genghis Khan was cool, but like there's got to be other villains who were like not.
Oh, like
fucking
Napoleon. Was
Yeah,
like,
Napoleon was probably not
When you're
cool.
talking about Hitler, it makes me think of. I saw this one. I think it was on Carson's show. Yeah, I think it was. Was it Late Night with Jimmy Carson, whatever the fuck, or what's his name? Danny Carson?
Johnny Carson?
Johnny Carson. The Johnny Carson
It's a
show.
night show with Johnny Carson.
Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. Orson Welles was on it in his older age, and he said that he met Adolf in some like dinner in Switzerland before when they're a smaller party. They're like, oh yeah, this is like the head of like this new party, blah blah blah. They're like coming up in the ranks in Germany, and he's like, yeah, I met him, and like we like had dinner or whatever with this new party, and like had a conversation, blah blah. And then Johnny Carson's like, how was he? What'd you think of the guy? And he said, forgettable. He's like, I couldn't tell you one thing he said that was memorable. He's like, he's a very forgettable man. And that like really stuck with me. He's like, oh man, he must have been not cool.
probably what motivated
Not
him
a cool
to do
dude. So
everything
you're
he
right,
did.
yeah.
Not cool.
That's disgusting. That's probably why he did everything he did.
Probably.
Because he wanted people to remember him, which is so sad, and which is a case for like not glorifying murderers the way we do. You know, like we always talk about murderers and we know what their names are, and you don't know their victims' names. Like it's messed up.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you avoid that. I agree. It sucks. I mean, when you think of Hitler, you think of 6 million dead Jews, like.
Wasn't it more like 11 million people he killed? 6 million Jews and like tons of other people?
Yeah, because it wasn't just Jews,
I don't know
right? It
the
was like
exact
handicapped
numbers.
people. It was like
Yeah, it was a ton of people. Queer folks, like whoever, anybody.
Stalin's death count is like more than
Really?
Hitler's, yeah. Stalin's like in the 20 millions.
Jesus.
Yeah, I've never even like. Is there any like footage of Stalin? I don't even know what Stalin looks like.
He's cool.
He would. Didn't he have a big mustache?
I'm not kidding.
Big mustache
Stalin's
guy,
cool
right?
as fuck. Yeah, big mustache guy. Well, Russia's always interesting because
I feel like we don't get a lot of news or like real life impressions of Russia as Americans. Like I don't know.
The most impressions I've ever gotten.
you know that guy.
Oh, okay, I do know him.
Let me
Come
see.
on,
Joseph Stalin,
Sure,
right? Joseph.
yeah.
First
Yeah,
name Joseph.
Joseph.
Joey.
Last name Stalin.
He murdered 20 million people.
Joey Stalin. I mean, okay, let's see. I wonder what Genghis Khan is. Genghis Khan is probably even more.
I mean, there's
Why? How could you ever want that legacy? Like I can forgive you for being dangerously obsessed with wanting to be remembered, for example. But at what cost? Like at what point? How could you?
Well, it's in like Genghis Khan killed people in like his, conquering. He was a conqueror. Hitler like killed people because he wanted to, he didn't kill his own
But I could be wrong. Wasn't
team.
But
But Genghis Khan would only murder people if like they said no.
yeah,
to
I
him.
don't know how you could do that. Why are
yeah.
you saying it like, oh yeah, this is the reason? It all made sense.
Wait, what are you saying? What's the question?
What did I say? I'm just saying, you gotta do it. I don't know. What were we talking about?
You were just saying like they had these reasons for doing it. Like Stalin conquered lands and that's why he murdered 20 million people. Or
Well,
Hitler,
okay, I think what
he murdered people, but they weren't his people.
for most of them, I think, except for, okay, probably wrong, but I'll say it on the permanent record.
Good God.
I think for most people, like Hitler was like killing to kill, but for most dictators, like killing wasn't the goal. It was just like the outcome of like the greed. You know, like people starving to death. It's not like he woke up and was like, let's starve a bunch of people. But it was like, oh, people are starving. Like, I don't give a fuck. You know, like, I got cool shit. So I think that's all I mean. Most leaders weren't like, we're going to kill 20 million fucking people before we get out of here.
Yeah.
You better believe that. They were like, we're going to take all the shit we can and like people are going to die and like, fuck those people. Killing wasn't the goal. But for Hitler, a little different. You know, that's why he's the GOAT. So...
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. All right, here's the top 10 death count for dictators. Here we go. Top 10 death count for Nicholas II in Russia, end of the 1800s, 1.5 million deaths. All right, let's get to the good part.
Russia, I feel like they just must have like a huge population because their death count goes up real quick.
That's why everybody drinks vodka. It's just like all that trauma
Jeez.
is in the blood.
Yeah, good God.
It's Hideki Tojo from Japan, 1941 to 44. So the last like ruler before the nuke, I guess, killed 5 to 10 million.
From like where?
World War II aggression, including atrocities in China. So does that count like he went to war because it was World War II and Japan killed 10 million? So that's why he's getting those numbers?
I don't know.
All right, then Hitler's total number, 70 to 20 million deaths. The Holocaust resulted in 6 million.
17 to 20? That's way higher than I remember.
Well, this is going to also include people killed by German soldiers.
Wow.
Because it's part of Hitler's conquering as the leader, you know?
Jeez.
So 70 to 20 million. That's third place. In second place,
Pol
we have
Pot, is he on there?
Mr. Joseph Stalin, 20 to 30 million deaths, which was the Holodomor famine in Ukraine killed millions because they were just taking all the food and letting people starve. The Great Purge and the gulags were responsible for mass deaths. So that was just straight murder because he was like, anyone against me, like, we're killing you. And that was a lot of people, I guess. And then number 1, Mao Zedong.
China?
40 to
China,
80?
1949 to 1976, he killed 40 to 80 million people.
Oh my God.
Chinese people?
Through famine, mostly. And then the Cultural Revolution, mass purges and violence.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It's a lot. So wait, Genghis Khan's not even on here. I guess there just weren't that many people alive then for him to kill. Because he apparently killed like 10% of the population of Earth or something.
He also banged like 10% of the
Can't they
population.
see, like,
Yeah,
can't
a
they
lot of
see
people are related to
global carbon emissions,
Yeah,
like,
the carbon
or
footprint.
dioxide, like the levels in the atmosphere decreased because he killed so many people.
Holy fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could see it like in the rock when
Damn.
Genghis Khan was fucking around.
He was like
Really
Mother
crazy.
Earth's servant.
But at a certain point, Genghis Khan, you know, like we don't look at the same way we look at Hitler.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in some weird way, time does soften some of the.
Yeah, and he's just a great
Like-
conqueror, you know?
I mean, but that's just propaganda. That's just like rhetoric around it. You have to be willing to see what that is. You know, he's not somebody to
Yeah.
celebrate.
But I'm just saying, over time, like, maybe not celebrated, but like, it's different. A little more respect goes.
He objectively has
No,
the cooler name out
I
of all
don't.
the people.
Cool name.
But yeah,
The coolest name. Genghis Khan. That's fucking rad.
They think it was Genghis, though. Does that change anything?
Yeah, it changes everything. Not as cool.
We've talked about this before, though, and it is. I don't know how to explain it, but like
Genghis, guys, Genghis is coming.
Genghis.
Oh,
Oh, that's Genghis.
Genghis is going to get me.
With
Well,
like
better look out. Genghis will get me.
like Al Capone, you know, like a gangster, for example, from the
Okay.
past
The
is really
syphilis guy?
easy to romanticize a little bit versus like if you hear somebody last night like robbed a bank and killed the clerk, you're gonna be like, oh, fuck that guy.
Yeah, but we love an outlaw. Like El Chapo. is
What's his name? The guy that offed the CEO, the
Luigi.
Yeah,
Luigi.
we did. America kind of rallied behind him.
Still rallying behind him.
Because
still
the
want
sentiment
him-
we agree with, like, we wouldn't kill a person and that's wrong. But like his whole motivation, everything else, like
We understand.
we get.
Yeah, we
and
get
we've
it
been
in the
screaming
desperation.
for, you know? Yeah. But like for like outlaws like Al Capone, El Chapo, we like people who like live outside the law. Mm-hmm. Same with like rock stars, you know, Tommy Lee like smashing up a hotel. Like
I mean,
they,
America was built in the Wild Wild West, and I feel like that was the whole thing of the Wild Wild West. That's still in
Yeah.
our blood. Like, yeah.
that and like, yeah, and like bootleggers, you know, like, but But we just love someone living outside the law because it shows us like we can be free.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
like you don't have to follow all the rules if you don't want to.
True.
It has its challenges, but there's people doing it. It's really like kind of inspiring. I think that's why we love like rock stars and like reckless people.
I think you're right. But we got to be careful who we choose as idols because not everybody is worth looking up to, even if they've made a big impact on Earth, even if we still talk about them thousands of years later. And I don't know. I wish I would have had more positive role models growing up, especially strong females. Like even now, I feel like I got to find more because I certainly don't like what I'm seeing.
Wow.
People in the spotlight. Not like everybody, not like I hate everybody,
Who are you
but
calling out?
Well, drop more fucking albums and fit in. Be the person that fits that fucking. Be there.
See, but like, would you want to be a role model? You know, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
You would want to be a role model?
of course, I'd be cool with that.
Oh.
Yeah, but just doing me, I'm not gonna do anything different.
yeah.
Yeah, but then if kids are like, or moms are like, oh, my son like drinks beers now all the time because he saw you drinking beers, you know, you're like,
I'd be
oh,
like, which ones?
Pacifica, that's a good beer. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like being a role model is like a tough, I don't ever want to end up as a role model. I would purposely try to like destroy that image. As soon as someone was like, the kids are looking up to you, I'd be like, well, like,
Let's burn this fucker
I
out.
gotta, we gotta do something. I'm gonna have to say the N-word or something, like, because I don't need this in my life.
Oh, whatever. You're all talk. You
No,
are
it's just like
a role
I would hate it.
model.
I would hate to be a role
You
model.
love being Uncle Paul, and you love the fact that my nieces and nephew are obsessed with you.
Yeah, but it's a little scary if they're looking up to me because
Well, they are. Does that makes you feel weird? That
I'm gonna start
little-
saying the N-word around.
Don't.
No, that's different. Like, okay, yeah, sure. To my kids, to my nephew, to my, nieces.
I know what you mean, like an anonymous group of human beings that like are everywhere.
Yeah, like Tiger Woods, and everyone's like, "Oh, like how dare you like do anything wrong? Like you're a role model to kids." It's like, fuck that. You don't want
I
that
don't
in your
think
life.
to be a role model, you have to never make mistakes or never be authentically yourself and be this perfect, like this flawless person.
You just
I
gotta
mean,
be
hell,
you.
you're still talking about Genghis Khan with admiration, and he was a fucking murderer.
Genghis.
Genghis.
All right,
Genghis Khan.
that's fair. So who were your role models that you think were not the right role models?
I mean, I don't have that many people that, like, I've had to actively go out of my way to find, like, an artist that I resonate with, or musicians, or authors.
Karen
like,
O.
Karen O, but,
Karen O.
like, I feel like it's kind of become common now for, like, people to, there's books and stuff about, like, women in STEM and, like, people like that, like, inventors, creators over the years that, I don't know, I just sort of like glossed over and didn't care much about as a kid.
There are books for kids now where it's like, here's like 10 women who fucking kick ass and like did
Yeah.
cool shit, and you can do cool shit too.
Right.
And that didn't really exist as much.
I feel like, yeah, in the 90s, I don't think that was like really around.
For sure. I agree.
I grew up like liking pop stars and
The 90s was like the male gaze. Like
Yeah.
that was the time of the male gaze. Yeah. Whenever I think of like, any like prominent female people, as a young boy growing up, I was like, oh, like gymnasts or some shit. And then like, then it was like a thing. Yeah. That's what I remember like thinking.
there was some picture online today of a guy's car.
Maybe
He,
you're
like,
one of the gays.
This guy had on the back of his car, "Make women property again." Driving around in Tennessee.
Wait,
Just
Is
like,
that not ironically?
here
no, not ironically.
in Tucson or in,
Gotta be
No,
somewhat
it's in
ironically.
Tennessee. He just changes out the slogans and makes catchy MAGA-approved phrases on the back of his dumbass truck.
I bet that makes
And
so
I'm
much
just
money. I
saying,
hate to
it's
say it.
more important than ever that like cool, rad women and people of all kinds are like speaking up for equality and equal rights, because it doesn't feel like a time to, I don't know, like proudly, comfortably be able to be a woman anymore. So it sucks.
So who's the
Mic
good
drop.
role model right now? Mic drop.
Where's that crickets? Give me the crickets back.
I was like, yeah, I was waiting for the cricket.
Oh, wait.
I don't know. I'll
Who
get
we got?
some. I'll get some.
Chelsea
I guess.
Handler? Who's...
No, it's Handler. I do love how much she smokes. She is legendary in that way. She's done a lot for being a woman who smokes. I also think she's really vocal about not having kids. I do actually admire her for that. She's very, very vocal about, Chelsea Handler. She's very vocal about being an aunt and not wanting kids, and has actually fought a lot of keyboard warriors on the MAGA camp that tell her she's worthless and a piece of shit all the time because she doesn't want to have kids, and nobody would want to have kids with you, and attack her for everything that she does. So I do actually admire her. Okay. She claps back at haters pretty well.
Nice. Yeah, but engaging with people on the internet isn't always the eyelash.
The thing to do.
Sorry.
Well, it's how you get interaction on the internet. You're 75% more likely to get interaction if you say something negative than you are if you say something positive on the internet. I feel like most of the time, probably most of those people are sort of not actually that mad and kind of trolling, or just an exciting thing to get involved in.
No, they threaten women with death threats.
Yeah, no, okay.
They literally, it's not just I'm going to say something nasty. They literally threaten women with death over something as trivial as you're going to take this role in a movie. There are a lot of men who are not capable of treating women like equals, and Trump empowers all of them. And it's sad. It's really sad. It's fucked.
I agree.
And with that,
you want to close with that?
Jesus Christ, yeah, maybe we should close. Getting a little jingousy.
Getting a little jingy out here.
You guys,
getting jingus with it.
Take it back.
Take it back. The men are gonna fix it.
You fix it. Let me give it to you guys. You know what to do.
I don't know anything.
All right, so JC, let's say you're a role model and I'm a little child.
Okay.
I say, hey,
we're doing role play.
what advice you got for me? No, wait. Hey, mister. Hey, mister, I want to be a rapper too. Help me out. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. You do not want to be a role model.
I don't know what to say.
I was going to say, hey, if you ever get a chance to rap in front of Kanye West, you take it. No, I'm kidding.
Not now. I wouldn't say that now.
Just say, maybe you could say, you got to speak up for yourself. Create opportunities where...
Make stuff. That's what I'd say.
Create opportunities and make shit.
Yeah, don't stop making stuff. Don't stop
making stuff. What if Kanye West called you like tomorrow and was like, dude, I love your music? It'd be funny like now, because he'd be like, fuck. Like now?
I was like, the shirts are still up on sale.
Yeah, dude, like
okay.
It's like, thanks, you know?
Fly me out.
Prayer hands.
Means a lot.
Means a lot coming from you.
Kanye, so unwell, huh?
I will show up.
I would do a music session with him.
1,000% I would. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah. You know what? Yeah.
Well, you guys know.
I would.
People.
I wouldn't film it or post about it, but I
would do it.
I would share later.
No.
He's still good at making music.
There needs to be consequences for actions, and somebody like Kanye does not deserve your time.
It's not about him so much about me. Like, what do I deserve? You know?
You deserve to have better morals than to work with a man who's literally posting, profiting off of anti-Semitism.
I don't think he sold any.
Hasn't sold any?
I don't know. I would assume.
If they're up there and they're for sale, he's selling them. People must be buying them.
If I see one in the wild,
collectors, I know.
Seeing one of those in the wild, that's got to be wild. To see one of those fucking yay swastika shirts in the wild, that's insane.
I never even saw it. So it's just a big white shirt with a swastika on it.
It's just a black swastika on a white shirt. It's like comical. Like, yeah. It's not funny, but it's funny.
Yeah.
But it's also not funny.
It's kind of crazy.
But it's a little
But it's
funny.
kind of funny.
But yeah, I don't know. It'd be tough. It'd be a weird day.
I also
in
feel
the
like
studio.
I mean, I do think that you know he's got some issues, but I also feel like he's realized the power of just saying crazy divisive shit on specifically Twitter, because he got reinstated because, you know, Elon bought the thing and like reinstated
Free
all the people who got
speech.
kicked off. Yeah, exactly. But
Air quotes.
I feel like he just trolls people, just like realizing that, oh yeah, Elon gets like 700,000 views every single one of his tweets because he says some crazy ass shit. I'm gonna start saying the same shit too. Maybe it's not that, but that's what I feel like, because he said yesterday.
Yeah, that could be, but it
he
doesn't
said yesterday
excuse
that
it.
like Playboy Cardi's album came out last night, and Kendrick Lamar's kind of all over it. He's like on 3 songs specifically, and this one song, Kanye was like, I don't like this song. He shouldn't have been on fucking Playboy Cardi's album. But the song that Kendrick Lamar is on is literally Kanye's beat. Like Kanye made the beat. So it's like, yeah, I just feel like it's interaction. Like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's.
I mean, yeah,
trolling.
that could be, but like that doesn't, just because that's the, whatever the intention, the impact is still the same, you know? And when you're talking about your wife as property, you know, you're doing all these things.
Yeah, he also tweeted the other day that he agrees with everything that Tate brothers have said. So I don't.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter at a certain point what he's thinking. It's irrelevant because
No,
he's showing up in this terrible way. So
I do agree, but I would show up to a studio session in a heartbeat if he asked me to go.
Just to feel it out.
I just want to see what's going
let's
on.
see
maybe
what's going
I'm
on.
a
Maybe
big cringy phony, but I'm gonna say I wouldn't. I'm gonna say I wouldn't go.
That's fine.
And curiosity might kill me the rest of my life, but I wouldn't want to go.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't know what's the right call, but I'd go and
I
I'd
know.
figure out later.
Yeah, I know I would go. I just couldn't.
Because like, I mean, the problem with people like Kanye West and Elon Musk, they go, "Oh, I'm really good at this one thing, therefore I'm probably right about everything."
Yeah.
And like it's just a logical fallacy. Socrates talked about it. Even he's like, "This is a folly of man." Like if you're a good carpenter, you assume you're a good like baker,
Businessman.
yeah,
Yeah.
or something, and it's just not the case, you know. But Kanye is probably the best music producer alive, maybe of all time. It would be a sick opportunity to meet with him and you know.
I guess you know what?
Get the shirt.
You shouldn't be a role model.
Get the shirt. Don't say that.
I don't know. No,
That's
it'd be
good.
funny though. He's like, "You want some free merch? You want some free shit?"
No.
And we're like, nah. Got so many shirts, man. I got so many shirts. Damn, dude. I just was saying I got too many shirts. Man.
He'd like get mad. Like,
It feels comfortable, but
so you don't want it. You know, he'd like get
This
angry.
is the danger, though, because he's got beanies too. And how do you deny a beanie? How do you deny everything he's gonna
I'm not
throw
a hat
at
person.
my head
I was like,
gets
look at my
hot.
Instagram.
I
I
got
don't
some
wear hats.
bracelets. You know,
Yeah.
he'd be like, I have necklaces. I remember you wearing that beaded necklace for a long time.
Let
That's
me
how
get.
they get their teeth
Yeah.
in you.
Now I got a sense.
I'd be like, I'll take 2 for my nieces. Just trying to get out of it.
Yeah. Like, oh, well, I'll try. You know, all right, we'll try it. I mean, it's a hell of a collector's item.
It is.
But also, like, people collect Nazi memorabilia, and like that's like
Oh,
it's
that's
like
not-
it is a collector's item, but like, what are you gonna do with it? You know, it's like, wow, what a rare piece of history. Like, I
Put it in a museum 100 years from now.
yeah, I guess so.
I don't know.
Or
But, like-
burn it. Bye.
Yeah, that's a tough thing, right? Do you burn it?
I don't know.
Because it's like a piece of history.
It's a lot of pieces of history.
It'd be like pop culture history.
I don't know. You burn it, then you don't remember it. It's hard to
I know
what
it's
the right
important to
move
not
is.
ignore that like Nazis exist and that it happened
Oh, they're back.
and that they're back.
Racism ain't in sheep's clothing in America no more.
Mm-hmm.
The wolves are out and they're fucking.
People put it on their bumpers.
They're being weird about it.
They're being weird about it.
Yeah, don't be weird about it. Also, stop.
Yeah,
Just
stop. Hey guys, stop.
Let's take a beat.
Can we not?
Hey
Just
guys,
chill the fuck out.
just stop.
Well, all right. We're at a higher note. I think we could end. You think?
Yeah, I'm done. I think. I was gonna say something about saving the forest, but we'll just leave that for next time.
Oh, there's like a Google search engine that every time you make a search on it, they plant a tree.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then like apparently the search engine is also better because Google's kind of bought, like the first page is kind of bought, like just so much SEO money goes into the first page of Google that like if you go there, it's like better to find
What's it
things.
called?
Nice.
I forgot.
They
you can
plant
look it
a
up.
tree every time you
Let's give them
search?
some love.
Supposedly, I don't know how that business model works, but yeah, supposedly. I found it the other
There's
day.
not a B in that word.
What?
Thank you.
Supposedly.
Thank you.
Oh, supposedly.
No,
Oh my God, that's a southern thing.
it's not a southern thing. It's something 5-year-olds say. Supposedly.
I know it's supposedly.
Oh.
When I spell it out.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
When
You
spell
just
with a
like
B.
saying supposedly. Like
Supposedly.
I like saying pumpkin pie. I know. I know it's pumpkin pie. but I call it pumpkin pie.
I wasn't expecting that, but yeah,
Sure.
supposedly.
So it's
Pumpkin
like
pie.
that? You knew it was not supposedly?
I know if I spell it supposedly, but maybe I have to just say supposedly. I don't know.
My friend, I swear to God, she always says Valentine's, and I'm
Valentine's
like,
Day?
are you? Just to be clear, you're saying what again?
Say it one more time.
Valentine's Day.
See, JC's looking like, is it not Valentine's Day?
No, it's Valentine's.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. There's a
Hard
time.
N, hard N.
Time.
Whoa.
Well, just when we got to a good place.
You don't want to be a role model either, huh?
I probably shouldn't.
Good night, everybody. Yeah, good night.
Okay.
That'll do.
That's fun.
That was fun.
Little pro Putin on my end, but